Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your August 16th to the 31st, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you are interested in being notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit that bell notification. Now before we dive into this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, feeling yourself be centered, calm, and at peace as you enter into this safe, quiet space. All right, let's see what the tarot has to say. And I want to thank you all so very much. It is because of your generosity that I am using my first ever Baba Studio tarot deck, and it is absolutely beautiful. So I can't wait to share the energy with you. Sagittarius, August 16th to the 31st, 2020, Sagittarius. August 16th to the 31st, 2020, Sagittarius. August 16th to the 31st, 2020, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. All right. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, goodness. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. With one bonus card, which is beautiful. All right. Now before we dive in, let's see what your chakra has to say for this time. Sagittarius, August 16th to the 31st, 2020, Sagittarius. August 16th to the 31st, 2020, Sagittarius. August 16th to the 31st, 2020, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels, I love how your angels and spirit guides are just having your cards fall forward. That is beautiful. So we have these three cards right here. And we are starting with determination, which is absolutely beautiful. This is your solar plexus chakra. And you're going to feel during this time almost as if you're swimming upstream. Yeah, very much like these salmon here. And this is swimming against emotional currents. This is more the emotional current of the world. It's kind of like, no, I'm not going in the direction that you're going. I'm going in the direction of my truth, of my power, of my understanding, of my wisdom, and I'm not falling into your trauma. And as you're really embracing this, you're really embracing you. And yes, it does make things a bit more difficult, but it makes things so much more worthwhile, which Sagittarius is what you're all about. You wouldn't, and you don't mind putting in the extra effort if it brings you a bigger, much more prosperous reward at the end. And here, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, and that's what Spirit is showing. They're showing that your gut really does guide you and that you should listen to it. It's also saying here, be very mindful of the food that you eat during this time, because your gut is going to be very sensitive. And it's saying here, especially with spicy food, especially if you really love spicy food, just be a little mindful of that. Which is very good to know as a Sagittarius rising, my goodness, because I love spicy food. All right, we're going to let that stay kind of crooked just for a moment. And that's how it feels. It's like against the grain. That's what you're doing. And then we have flexibility, which is the sacral chakra. And this is you releasing a lot of negativity from this life and from past lives. And the sacral chakra is where that negativity is held. And as you release it, you find yourself being more kind of a go with the flow type of person, a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more, sitting there and saying, how do I want to move forward? Where is it that I want to be? And you're finding that old rigidity falls away because you're looking at things and you're seeing your passionate power. You're seeing your beautiful truth. You're seeing what you want and not what is expected, not what feels safe, but you're seeing you. And that's really beautiful. That really is beautiful. And you embrace a flexibility of wisdom. You embrace, kind of trying new things and pushing out of your comfort zone. And you embrace your passion, your heart, your soul, yourself. It leads you to meditation. It leads you to a quiet contemplation with your heart and your mind coming together. And I believe that this is absolutely imperative for us as human beings, because I see us as emotional human beings. Well, emotional beings, and of course emotional human beings. And as such, we need to have that conversation between our head and our heart, because we have a tendency to let one rule over the other. It's either we are completely logical or we are completely emotional. And here, as emotional individuals, we have to have that conversation. And we have to have our hearts anchoring us. We have to have ourselves being in connection and in power with our emotions, with our truth, with our deeper understanding. And as we do so, we embrace a peace. We embrace a connection, mind and soul and emotional truth that really opens up doors for us, because it's no longer going with the flow. It's, we're just like simply existing. It's saying, I want deeper meaning, I want deeper truth, and I want deeper power. And now you're really connecting with it. Meditation will most definitely help. And, sitting there and meditating for a few minutes up to an hour would be amazing. But you don't have to do that. You are going to find, Sagittarius, that you meditate in ways that Spirit is showing here, the ways that seem odd. You're going to think, oh, this isn't really meditation, but ways that just come naturally to you. And it's going to be, there is a form of meditation that is through work. So it is through a repetitive task. So it can be washing dishes. It can be, mowing the lawn or gardening or, just doing something that takes your effort but also frees your mind. And you're going to see that it's in those moments that you really connect. And you're not even really going to be aware of it till you have the sense of greater input, greater power coming forward. And it's really quite beautiful. Meditation calls to you, and you call to this meditation. Awesome. Left-hand side, this is your inner self. This is your personal self. The middle is your heart and your emotional self. The right-hand side is your public self. So let's see here. You have the Knight of Wands. You have you showing up immediately. You are the defender. You are represented, of course, by the Wands in the Minor Arcana, by the Temperance card in the Major Arcana. And this is really something beautiful. You have a ferocity, a dedication, a determination that is amazing for you. Oh my gosh, I love this. It moves you to the Page of Wands. So it's like as you defend, you gain an understanding, you gain a truth, you see things, and you're not afraid to ask questions. You're not afraid to kind of step out of your comfort zone to seek, because as you seek, you find. And that's going to be something that's a really huge theme during this time. As you seek, you find. It leads you to the Queen of Wands. And I love that you have the student, the defender, and the master right here, the person who is completely skilled. This is you being hands-on. This is you wanting to jump in the middle of things. This is you being dedicated and passionate and determined and amazing. And it leads you to the Eight of Cups. This power right here leads you to walk away from something you once thought you would love, but just isn't right anymore. And it's not a failure, because, there is a sense here that you think, if I walk away, I've lost. And that's not true. Because sometimes walking away is the bravest, most powerful thing we can ever do. It leads you here to the Six of Wands. It leads you to a celebration. It leads you to a celebration of power and a truth. It then leads you to the the Hierophant. Now this is a Taurus energy, a time frame of April 20th to May 20th. This is here of being true to yourself. And as you're gaining an understanding, as you're studying, as you're seeing, you are being true to you. And that's what you have to do. It brings you to a power that's so much more intense than that of kings or even the emperor. It brings you to a power that is soul-searching, that is soul-resonating, and that absolutely coincides with your heart. It leads you then to the Five of Swords. It's karmic. You have the repeat of the number 5 here, which also shows that what is changing, okay, it happens much more quickly than you think it will. It doesn't mean that it has to happen quickly at all, but it feels like it should take longer. And it also frees you in a very powerful, very serene way. And it's karmic here as you step into your truth. And then it leads to the Nine of Swords. It's like doubts and fears and, staying up at night. It's like, can I move forward this way? And your heart is saying yes, but your mind is saying no. And there has to be that resolution that comes. And that's where the meditation comes in, because you're so focused and your energy is so intense that it really is beautiful. It then brings you to the Nine of Cups. The repeat of the number 9 shows you coming close to a completion of a cycle. The Nine of Cups is a sense of beauty that resonates, of beauty that is profound. And other people see that in you so much more easily than you see it in yourself. And the whole point of this time is to really see this beauty, this power, this prosperity within you, to utilize it and be empowered by it. The Four of Wands is a happiness and a joy that cannot be extinguished. It just can't. No matter how it comes out, it shines. This could be a new job opportunity. This can be your career heading in a very powerful direction. This can be a strengthening of relationships. This can be moving house or really planning to move house and getting things together for that. And this is also a sense of just simply a celebration, a beauty, a charm. And it leads you to the Seven of Wands. It leads you to standing your ground, but also knowing that you're not going to pick a fight with everyone. And that came out a little blunt. But the Seven of Wands is standing your ground and having people oppose. And what you're so tired of is you're tired of having to defend yourself. You're tired of, trying to get people to understand. And it's like, stand your truth. Don't be apologetic or wishy-washy in your convictions. But know that some people will never understand. And they might very well make that boisterously known to you. That's their problem. That's not yours. And then leads you to the Sun, the happiest card in the whole entire deck, which brings you to the Tower. You have great change that is coming. And it's divinely guided. It's like divinity is saying, no, you can't stay here anymore. You have to move forward. Things have to change because it's part of your course. It's part of you. And now let's see the people who are going to be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will be aiding Sagittarius? August 16th to 31st, 2020. Who are the people who will be aiding Sagittarius? August 16th to 31st, 2020. Who are the people who will be aiding Sagittarius? August 16th to 31st, 2020. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. angels, and spirit guides. Ooh, fantastic. You have 5, which is amazing. And remember, these people do not have to be people that you know personally. They can inspire you in a myriad of different ways and really just be enchantedly connected to your greater psyche and your greater self. And we start off here with the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is a person who is deeply aware that they are the ruler of their own kingdom. It doesn't mean that they rule others. It means that they know that they only rule themselves. And even then, it's a challenge. So here, it's drinking deeply of an emotional truth. And they may very well have a very big dog that is around them, that is dedicated, or very loyal and faithful friends and people that help them know themselves. Yeah. And they embark that knowledge. They do. They share that with so many. And they just have this steady confidence that makes them seem more real and more powerful than you had imagined. Then we have the Queen of Wands. Of course, the fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is a person that you very much click with because you yourself come through as the Queen of Wands. Now, you can be a little bit too similar, because sometimes when we're too similar with people, they tend to irk us. But there is a sense here that they really speak to you. They really help you gain an understanding, that they really help you see a truth. They really help you embrace a passionate power that is a part of you and that will always be a part of you. And so here, it's something unexpected. They're also rather hands-on. They have a way of touching people, of, connecting with people's energy that is really quite beautiful. And they do so, it seems, almost naturally, because this spark within them just shines. And then we have Justice. This is a Libra energy, a time frame of September 23rd to October 22nd. This is somebody who is just and fair and balanced and really has a greater understanding of things than they let on. And this is somebody who, who Spirit is saying at times is fair to a fault, meaning that even if it goes against what they think should happen, if it is fair and it helps the most people, it is what they will do. And that is something that's greatly, greatly admired. Yeah. And they take the rules. They take things astoundingly seriously. They're not somebody who just sits there and thinks, oh, well, it looks good at the time. It's like, no, this is part of who they are. This is part of their very essence. And it really helps you embrace that fire that burns deeply inside of you. You have the Star card, Aquarius energy, time frame January 20th to February 18th. This is a person who brings forth healing waters. This is a person who looks at what they wish and what they desire and doesn't fit in and doesn't really want to. This is a person who laughs deeply and who loves immensely and who cares. And this is a person who is powerful. And you see that power. It's not powerful being able to, kind of stand over things, control things, or, bully people into understanding. It is a power that comes simply from the depth of their heart and the beauty of their soul. And it's a power that really speaks to you. And it's a power that we need to see more of in our world. And then we have the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a person who might very well come across as a little bit haughty, a little bit hard to know, a little bit mysterious. But as you get to know them, as layers kind of get revealed, you see that they're listening to the wind. They are being guided by a higher power than most of us can connect with. And this is something that is immensely intriguing. And it becomes part of their knowledge. And they do have a way of being a little bit terse. You do have Aquarius and Libra within these people that aid. So this is a very strong pull towards those signs. And this is a person who, can come across as being terse because it's like this is their knowledge, this is their truth. And they don't see the reason to mince words. They've passed that. They don't want to anymore. It's kind of like, no, I've lived enough. I know. And I embrace this knowledge. It leads you, this sense of I embrace this knowledge, leads you to being a defender of your passion, your heart, your soul, yourself. This is the second fastest moving night. And as the second fastest moving night, you are moving forward in absolute determination. You are finding things that excite you, that sit there and are the reason you get out of bed in the morning, that you think, wow, I never saw it this way before, and I never thought I would. There's a spark that comes back into life, into your life, that you thought was missing, that you thought, well, maybe I just don't get to have it like other people do. But here's the thing, you do. You absolutely do. And it's a powerful combination. It is a powerful way to move forward. And you don't expect it. You just don't. And people don't expect it from you. But as you connect it, and as you embrace it, it really does embrace you. It really does connect with you. And it leads you to being a student of that passion, of that power, of that way you desire to be, and where you desire to be in your life. You're not going to stand back. You are taking things in, you are learning, you are gaining an understanding. And as you do so, you understand yourself better. You're asking deeper questions. And at times, yes, they might make you feel uncomfortable, but this is what you want. You want a life of meaning. And a life of meaning is something that is fought for, something that has you going against the grain, is something that makes you embrace society in a different way. And as you do this, you embrace you. You see you. And it's what turns you into a queen. It's what turns you into a person with loving, caring kindness who connects. You have the ability of connecting. You have the ability of just having this barnfire self, this sense of severe passion, determination, warmth. I mean, fire is what warms our earth. It's what's at the core of our earth. It's what's the sun, which warms us. It's also a steady balance. So with fire, you have that sense that too hot, it burns. And if you don't feed the fire enough, it goes out. It is a balance. It is what, Prometheus? Am I saying that right? I don't think I am. But when he stole fire from the gods, it's what set man apart. And here, as you have this fire embrace your life, it's what sets you apart. And it does so in a really astoundingly beautiful way. And yeah, Prometheus. Yeah. It is a gift. It is a gift that comes at a cost. All gifts come at a cost. And so at times, you may not feel like you fit in. You may feel like you feel things differently. You may even feel like you're punished. You're not. You're not. It's just that life is more real for you than for others. You connect with it more deeply. Embrace that connection. Embrace that connection and know that truth. Because it sets you apart. And it has you like hit like a tidal wave almost. It has you walking away from what you once thought you would love. It's kind of like as it comes in, you sit there and think, I just don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to pretend. I get to be me. And I get to be me with power and with truth and with dignity of self. And as I walk away from what I once thought I would love, I walk into what truly fits me. I like to think of the Eight of Cups as a really beautiful pair of shoes. It's that pair of shoes that we think, oh, I can't get rid of them. They're so pretty. They look so good. But they pinch the toes. You might not even be able to walk in them. Lord knows I used to have shoes that were like, okay, you have 3 hours in those, and then you're going to be crippled, type of thing. And here it's like, no more. No more. I'm not sacrificing me and my ability to stride freely in this world for anybody or anything. And as you come to that conclusion, you come to a truth within yourself. You come to a power within yourself. And it's what opens up your flexibility. What opens you up here to sitting there and saying, did I make the right choice? And yes, it makes you nervous at times. It can be very intense, but it opens up to you. It opens you up to happiness that cannot be ignored and doesn't want to be ignored. And it leads you to a celebration of self. It leads you to a passionate power, a beautiful truth that is quite profoundly you. And as you are embracing this, you are embracing what you desire and where you want to be. Now, with the Six of Wands, I see this as, being that really great boss. Have you ever worked for somebody who always nitpicks, who's always angry and upset and will give you a list of 10 million things to do? And if you forget one or don't do something perfectly, they tear it apart. And you sit there and you look at them and you go, I just did 18 million different things. I was so on the ball. And the only thing you can do is criticize. How do you work for that person? Do you give them your all, or do you know it's never going to be good enough? Because that's the energy that comes through. It's kind of like, why try so hard? Or even it can develop to, why try at all? But then you have that boss that compliments. You have that boss that points out, wow, you did a really great job. Wow, you handled this, and it was so much, I didn't think you'd be able to get it through it all. I wasn't sure I'd be able to get through it all if it was a list given to me. And that's really awesome. Do you work for that person more? Because it's like, heck yeah, you do. And you do so with a sense of pride, with a sense of, I'm valued and I'm honored here. What type of boss are you? For your soul, for your heart, for yourself? Do you celebrate your achievements? Or do you always point out that one thing that you didn't do right? That one comment that was hurtful and mean? Does it get to ruin your whole entire day? Play like a loop? Or do you sit there and think, that person's a jerk? It's time to embrace how awesome you are. It's time to start celebrating you. Because even if you think, Jane, there isn't anything to celebrate, there are mistakes and heartbreaks and pains and disappointments, and that has made up my life. If you start looking at how hard you have worked, how far you have come, how much you have done, and yes, everybody makes mistakes. They do. It's what life is full of. But it's also full of that sense of being able to be proud of yourself, of not letting doubts and fears become your anthem, and loving you. And I see you embracing that, and that's what your heart wants. Your heart wants to say, emotionally, how am I valued? How am I moving forward? Why am I here? It is to be so much more than you ever imagined. And it's starting to acknowledge that within you. And then you move to being true to your traditions. It doesn't mean that you have to be true to an orthodoxy or to what your family always did. If those are your traditions, then of course embrace them. Of course let them shine through. But this is being true to you, to who you are, to what makes you feel good about yourself, and what makes you feel like you betrayed a core sense of your power, your understanding, your wisdom, your truth. This is being powerful. And this is being more powerful than any ruler, because it comes from the soul. It comes from the self. And it moves you forward with wisdom, determination, knowledge, and compassion. And it moves you to the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is a karmic debt coming up. The Five of Swords is something that you think, oh my gosh, again? Not again. Like, I don't want to go through this. I have had my hurts. I have had my pains. I have had my disappointments. Don't I get a break? This is something that you've been through multiple times in this life. This is something that you sit there and you go, oh my gosh. And you might think, why? Why do I feel such impending dread? It's because memories from a past life come up. It can be something that your DNA line always faces. We're never taken seriously. We always have to work so much harder than everybody else. We never really get looked at. We're always overlooked. Is that what you're inheriting from your family line? Or are you sitting there and stopping the negativity? Stopping the, one might say, curses that are passed down? Because it's the negativity that is spoken over us. It's the things that we grow up hearing, believing, seeing. As the world is small, and what is told to us becomes gospel truth. Here, it is standing your ground and knowing your convictions. It is saying, I defend myself. And people might sit there and think, well, that's mean. But I'm not going to be walked over anymore. I'm not giving up me for the sake of politeness and kindness. I am always going to be kind and loving, and that is a place I believe that we should always come from. But it is also saying I believe in honor, and I believe in honoring me, because this is the one chance I get. And this is a chance in my life, in myself, that I'm not going to ignore or walk away from. This is passionate determination. This is powerful truth. And this is you. And as you embrace you, and you stand up, now this can be people coming into your life that you stood up to, right? That you stood up to, and it makes your knees wobble. You go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that. You know, it can be that you've been through this scenario before, and you're like, oh my gosh, it is so reminiscent of the past that you think, how could this be part of my future? But you're changing it. You're changing it because you're choosing you. And as you choose you, with conviction, passion, and pride, it leads to doubt and fear and that quaky feeling in our stomachs when we do something that is brave and yet terrifying. The Nine of Swords is knowing yourself. The Nine of Swords is doubting that you know yourself. The Nine of Swords is being overworked and underappreciated, or working so hard and being worried that you won't measure up to expectations that almost feel insurmountable. It's our doubts, it's our fears. It's the reason we bite our nails. It's the reason we have our nervous habits. It's the reason we stay up at night, embracing calm and peace, not wanting to face the next day. But this is knowing that a cycle is changing. You're seeing things more clearly than you did before. You're seeing you more clearly than you did before. And though it's scary, it's not wrong. It's actually astoundingly right. And it brings you to the Nine of Cups. It brings you to a beauty that others see so terribly easily. It brings you to a beauty that resonates through your soul and fills your cup with wishes. It's kind of like getting pennies from your mom, or getting pennies to throw into a fountain when you were little. And wishes deeply and heartfeltly made as you look at your future and as you hope for the best. Here, it is that truth coming forward. It is that passion guiding you. It's you giving your inner child those pennies, throwing them into the well of your expectations for life, and being as proud as who you once were, as anyone could ever be. It's that loving protectiveness that comes over us, and it's that loving protectiveness for ourselves. Others see this power so much more clearly than we ever do. It's starting to see it within you, and it's starting to embrace it, Sagittarius, in a way that is really quite beautiful, in a way that changes the course of your existence, because it brings you into your authenticity. It brings you into the person that you want to be, not the person society wants you to be. It has you loving yourself instead of doubting yourself, so that you would buy more, have more. No more. This is you, and you are proud. It leads you to the Four of Wands, a beauty that cannot be extinguished, a power that is absolutely a part of you, new doors opening that you never thought could open, a celebration that warms the heart, filled with all the best people. And even if all the best people are simply your angels and your spirit guides, saying to you, of course you can do this. Of course you can move forward this way. Of course, this is part of your destiny. And it's opening your heart to it. It comes slowly at first, for a lot of you Sagittarians. For others, it can sweep you up in a whirlwind that is ecstatic. But move forward mindfully, true to yourself. Opportunities come, most definitely. These are opportunities you make for yourself. And these are opportunities driven by your angels, driven by something you would call faith. But this faith is so much more. It's part of your truth. It's part of yourself. It's part of your soul. And it's a celebration for beauty that comes, beauty that ignites, and beauty that loves. And this is you beginning or continuing to fall in love with your life, yourself. Instead of looking at yourself as a project of immense improvement, you look at yourself as a person who is glorious, is beautiful, powerful, intense, and able to achieve so much more than you imagined. Dreams start to become realities. Yes, you need to work towards it, as we all do. It doesn't always just fall into our laps, and it seldom ever does. But as you know this truth of self, it leads you. It leads you to standing your ground. It leads you to knowing when to fight and when not to. It leads you to a sense of powerful understanding and brilliance, a stepping stone that can catapult you forward. It leads you to something so much more. And it absolutely thrills you because you are learning and continue to learn not to step on every crack, not to rise to every baited action, but to stand in your truth and feel comfortable within your skin. And that is a power that very few people have. And when it is obtained, it is something that people marvel at. And this is what brings you the sun. This is what brings you your happiness, your joy, your beauty, your success, your greatness. This is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. But do note that it does come with jealousy. People sit there and look at you, Sagittarius, in a radiant brilliance, in a comfort in your own skin that makes them jealous. That most people spend a lifetime thinking that they want and never knowing how to achieve. This is you embracing being you, artfully and seamlessly and beautifully. And it fills you with a radiance that is amazing. That is like the sun shining within you. And people are drawn to the sun. But also people want to harness that energy, want to make it their own. It's yours. Don't let people fill you with doubt or hurt. And don't let their anger or negativity that they don't get to be this bring you down. Because they'll try. They will seriously try. Don't let them succeed. Be you, artfully and gracefully and beautifully, profoundly and absolutely. Because you're going through a time of immense change. A time when divinity says it's time to get out of your comfort zone. It's time to open up the world and open up yourself. Passionately, powerfully moving forward. It's a time, yes, that can shake you to your core. That can make you think that so much was never known or never fully understood. But it's also a time that has you spreading your wings, flying to new heights, seeing things so differently. And you embrace that as you embrace you. And as you embrace this, you know your truth. The tower can be a time of intensity, yes, definitely. Because it is a time when divinity says, it's time to leave your comfort zone. It's time to expand your world. And that is never something we do easily. What is the old saying? It is not until the fear of where you are surpasses the fear of the unknown that we will change. And it is embracing that. It is knowing the intensity of life and the intensity of self. It can be walking through a dark time, a time that has made you doubt and fear. It can be that you have walked through a dark time, a time where you thought, I'm not going to be the same after this. Because quite truthfully, you're not. You're going to be wiser. A little more battle-worn, yes, but that's what life is. It's the battles that we fight and we come through the other end that maybe others won't understand as battles. They'll see it as nothing. And maybe they will, but it'll be so personal, so intense, we keep it to ourselves for a while. This is moving out of rigidity. This is moving out of the sense of having to be a certain way, to be accepted, to be understood, to be. And now you are to be you. And as you move forward in this passionate power, as you move forward in this truth, the towers fall. The rigidity, the stagnation falls. And you enter into a world that is at once terrifying, but also magnificent. And the stuff stories are told of. Let's go deeper. Sagittarius. Show me more deeply for Sagittarius. August 16th to 31st, 2020. Show me more deeply for Sagittarius. August 16th to 31st, 2020. Show me more deeply for Sagittarius. August 16th to the 31st, 2020. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. And with one bonus card. Fantastic. Now let's see the people you are to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people Sagittarius is to be mindful of? August 16th to the 31st, 2020. Who are the people Sagittarius is to be mindful of? August 16th to the 31st, 2020. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, brilliant. Only 3. I like that. I like when the people who aid outnumber the people to be mindful of. We have the Prince of Cups. Water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This is also a person who wears their heart on their sleeve, who moves forward slowly and steadily, but has a lot of doubt, a lot of anxiety, and can very easily suck you in, can very easily make their problems your problems, and they want you to fix it. And we'll see it as a personal insult if you don't, which is very odd. Yeah, it's kind of like they just, yeah, they do. They make their trauma other people's problem. And you're just not into it. And you don't want to be sucked down that pathway. You don't. Then we have the Death card, Scorpio energy. Time frame of October 23rd to November 21st. This is a person who's too secretive for you. They just are. They keep it to themselves. They don't really want to share. And they're good with that. Be good with it too. Because they're looking at things so differently. So differently. That you sit there and you think, I just don't understand. But they like it like that. Right now, they don't want to be understood. And it may drive you up and down the Mississippi, yes. But let them have their mystery. Let them have their doubts. Let them have themselves right now. Because they need it. I don't see this person as being bad. I see this person as being somebody you really want to be able to understand, but who just isn't there, and they just need their space. And it's going to be better for you if you give it to them. And then we have the Princess of Cups. Again, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, both the Prince and the Princess of Cups is a younger energy. So they can be a youthful energy or they can just be young people. And this is somebody who, again, way too caught up in their own drama. They are sitting there and they're wishing and they're hoping for something. And you can see it's not going to end the way they want it to. And they're not going to be able to move forward the way that they want to. They have to learn it on their own. Because you can talk till you're blue in the face. They won't hear. They will hear what they want to hear. They will see what they want to see. And they will hold on to their wishes so fervently that at times they believe their own wishes are their truth. Let's start with your inner self. We have the 9 of coins. That's beautiful. The Ace of clubs. And again, the sun. The sun in both decks. That is amazing. Then we have the King of clubs. So you are definitely taking this gift, and this is absolutely you. So this is a gift just for you that has you empowered, emboldened, standing assuredly. You have the Queen here, and you have the King here. So this is really your time. This is a time where the energy is so in tune to you that it radiates through you like the beating of a drum. Then you have the Knight of Cups. So you have a Knight of Cups to be mindful of, and you also have a Knight of Cups who aids. This is also you moving slowly and steadily in your emotional truth. And then you have the Ace of Swords, knowledge, comprehension, passion, and truth. It brings you to the 3 of coins. A balancing, a knowing that you are creating something truly beautiful and truly more. It leads you then to strength, power, and understanding. This is a Leo energy, a time frame of July 23rd to August 22nd. And then the 4 of Swords, giving homage to and realizing everything that you have been through and how strong you actually are. It leads to the 6 of Clubs, the 6 of Wands. Again, a celebration, and a needing to move forward in that celebration. You aren't fully taking the Ace of Swords as a gift that you see can be fully claimed at this time, but it's permeating every single aspect of this time for you. This knowledge, this understanding, this greater truth, this great wisdom. You might be taking it subconsciously, and we'll see, most definitely. But there is something here that you're cutting through. There are some sort of doubts and fears and apprehensions that are no longer your truth. And at times it's going to feel like this confidence, this wisdom is just out of reach. And at other times it is going to feel as if this knowledge, this sense of truth and order and power of purpose and self has always been a part of you and will always be a part of you. With the 9 of coins, this is wealth, prosperity, brilliance, and beauty. This is joys being had and security being obtained, wishes moving you forward, and grace that guides. This is looking at the bigger picture and not getting caught up in the details that can absolutely distract. It leads you to God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift, cultivated and sculpted just for you. A gift of passion, a gift of determination, a gift of ferocity, a gift of sensuality, a gift of grace and gratitude. That is the reason you get out of bed in the morning. And is the reason that you move forward throughout the day in confident surety of self. Because there is an energy to you, again, that is so absolutely you, that is so powerfully true. You cannot ignore it, and you don't want to. It leads you to happiness that radiates from you like the sun. That is your core. That is a sense of joy and of innocence. But know that people see this. They want to be warmed by your gift, but they want it also to be theirs. Do not let them strike you down. Do not let them make you feel as if you have to apologize for happiness, for laughter, for light that just shines through your eyes. It brings you to the King of Wands. It brings you to taking the gift of the Ace of Wands, to holding your passion and your power true in your hands, to knowing what you desire and you want from life, and not apologizing because of it. It leads you to being powerful and true, determined and dedicated. It is also being in the middle of everything, not being afraid to get your hands dirty, giving your energy, giving your time to what truly ignites your soul, and seeing it as part of your very essence of self. I feel this warmth radiating out of you, this power, this energy that is intoxicating. And it helps you rule your kingdom, rule you so beautifully. It brings you to the Knight of Cups. It brings you to your love, your passion, and your truth, to moving forward slowly and steadily to what you truly desire and where you truly want to be. It has you moving away from doubts and heartbreaks and overthinking and overanalyzing, to clarity coming through, to this permeating every single ounce of your being and moving you away from a doubt that would cripple. It's like because you have the Nine of Swords right here, as you move forward, as you move into the truth that you want and the space that you are in, you see that you stand tall and determined. You see things so much more clearly and so much more powerfully than before. And as you take in this knowledge, you realize you can't go back. You can't go back to the doubts, the fears, the way things once were. And it moves you. It moves you to knowing that you create. You create something beautiful. You create something memorable and honorable and so astoundingly you that it sings like music through your soul. It touches you in a way that takes your breath away. And though other people might say, I take credit for this, I created this. This is a beauty that I sculpted within you. You know it is from you in divinity. And you know not to give anybody else credit for that. Because this is a power well earned and a path well walked. It brings prosperity and it holds you in strength. A strength that tames the unobtainable or the untamable, the both. It seemed unobtainable to have this tamed strength before you. It is a strength that comes not through beating things into submission. It's a strength that comes through a kindness of heart, a dedication of soul, a passionate power of self. It is a strength that comes within your truth, and that moves that truth forward for you in a way that is breathtaking, in a way that is absolutely you, Sagittarius. It leads you to an understanding of the hurt that you have lived through, the pain that you have walked through, the doubts, the hardships, the devastations. And it leads you to giving homage to them and saying, I survived this. I did this. And this isn't something that everybody does. I am darn proud of me, and you should be. And with that realization, and with the power of this change, you move forward in celebration, in joy, and in triumph. Because you are triumphant within this life and within this world, even if at times it doesn't feel like it at all. As long as you stay true to you, you uphold your responsibilities, you are dedicated to your heart, your soul, yourself, you rise. And you rise to heights that people follow and are amazed by. Let's see what your spirit animals have to say. Sagittarius, August 16th to the 31st, 2020. Sagittarius, August 16th to the 31st, 2020, Sagittarius. August 16th to the 31st, 2020, Sagittarius. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. One more. Angels and spirit guides. Oh, wow. Okay, great. You have 4 spirit animals here, which is enchanting. It really is. we have the starfish spirit. Be open to infinite possibilities. Don't close the door. Don't say it has to be this way or no way at all. No. Be open to the possibilities. Because the way that you move forward, the way that you embrace your truth, your passion, yourself, and you step into the purpose of why you're here, is going to be different than what you had originally anticipated. It's going to be different than the way you saw things progressing. It does not at all mean that it is wrong. It then moves you to the grasshopper spirit. Take a leap of faith. Because again, it's not going to be the way that you had thought it would be. It's going to be very different. And Spirit is saying better. And yes, your imagination may have had it be the best thing in the whole entire world. A house fit for kings and a social life to make anybody jealous. But it's going to be better than that. Because it's not going to be something to make the rest of the world jealous. It's going to be something that resonates deeply, kindly, and truly to your soul and yourself. This moves you then to the scarab beetle spirit. Magic works through you. The scarab beetle was also very sacred in ancient Egypt. And so it is sacred to you, this magic, this God's head that is hidden within you. It is looking within, because as Brahma said in Hinduism, I will hide the God's head within man, because it is the one place that they will never look. And it is the one place that you find it, Sagittarius. And you embrace that find like the treasure it truly is. This then leads you to the wasp spirit, which is one of my absolute favorite cards. Because sometimes life stings, and it doesn't have a reason to, but it just does. And it hurts with a depth of pain and a repetitive ache that at times takes years to go away. But the sting was for a reason. And if you can find that reason, you come closer to your truth. Your subconscious message for this time, Sagittarius, when it comes to your spirit animal, is the antelope spirit. Life is speeding up. Things are speeding up. And they're speeding up for you. Embrace the ride. It then leads you to the subconscious message of your personal truth, the Lord. Because you are embracing your lordly self. You are moving forward with the power of the Emperor, who in his positive form I always see as King David from the Old Testament. Here, it is knowing that yes, you will stumble and fall and fail, but the true power to the purpose of your being and the extent of your soul is the fact that you get up. You try again. You are never defeated. You are emboldened. You see things differently, and you see your truth more clearly, and you move forward in that truth. You have a right to rule your kingdom, and you do so with pride and dignity, understanding that yes, I am human. Yes, I make mistakes, but I will not berate myself my whole entire life for them. In a negative form, the Emperor is like Nero, who plays his fiddle as Rome burns, and you have no time for that. Your subconscious chakra message is divine wisdom. This is the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above your crown. This is your divine wisdom. This is sacred knowledge becoming part of you, guiding you, embracing you. You're wise. Listen to that wisdom that is a part of you. Your subconscious tarot message is the 9 of Wands. You are victorious, but battered and bruised. It takes some time to trust yourself again, as fully as you once did, when mistakes seemed so far away. But you still stand. You are victorious in this world. Pay homage to yourself for all that you have been through, in the fact that you still stand tall. Know your truth and block out the words of everyone else who want you to move forward in their truth, in their wisdom, in their lies. It's time to be you, openly, honestly, and purposefully, and to let that passion show. Is it going to be hard? At times, yes. Is it going to be worth it? Absolutely. So let's go deeper into this subconscious knowledge of the Nine of Wands. And it is the Page of Coins, the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. As you stand your ground, you know your truth. You build that wall between you and everybody else's opinions and everybody else's insight. You become a student of your prosperity, of your abundance, and of your desires. You see different ways to plant your garden, to plant what's truly important to you, and to move forward in that truthful fact. And as you do so, you embrace a wealth that is amazing. And you see a wealth manifest around you that is the stuff of dreams, and that you move forward towards. Because you are learning a new possibility, and you are embracing a new truth. All right, Sagittarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation. Once again, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our own positive energy, a moving forward in passion, truth, and understanding of self, and compassionate beauty of our souls. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and harmony, Sagittarius.